So, hi, mommy. Come on, get up here. Talking to my kitty cat. Eventually, I do want to start getting on here more often. I have all these things that I want to talk about, and then I get on here and I forget what it is I wanted to talk about. But I did go finally my first full day. Come on, full day and night without shooting up any fentanyl or whatever, heroin, whatever the fuck you want to call it. First time in a long time. I made it. I did start having that restless leg syndrome toward the end, and just kind of wrote it out. It wasn't real intense. I did snort a little bit today. But all in all, I'm getting better with that. The cocaine is a whole different story. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've been thinking one of my dealers that I have actually has been trying to get me to go to rehab, and I'm seriously contemplating that. It's just hard to leave my home and my cat and stuff. So there's this dealer that I have who supposedly says that he's like my family. I've known him for more than 10 years, and this is the bullshit. He I know he was telling me at the end of the month that I owed him way more than what I did, but since I was high and I didn't keep track myself like an idiot, I just went with it. This time I kept track of everything. He comes to me and says I owe him $700, which is absolutely outrageous. No way. I owe him $300, and he says that he's gonna hurt me, and that's already hurt my feelings, because I thought, like a dumbass, I thought we had some sort of a friendship. And the thing about him too is the shit that he does. He talks when other people are around how I shouldn't be doing benzos and how crazy I get when I'm on them, and he doesn't want to give them to me. But then he's parked in front of my house a couple of days ago, calls me over to the car alone, and puts 15 Xanax bars in my hand. And being the addict that I am, it was hard. I couldn't say no. But by the time I got him in the house and I took a few, I ended up, every time somebody came over, I gave a few more away. Because otherwise I would have been out of my mind all month. And who knows what damage I would have done. But that's the bullshit that he does. Then he also came and gives me a bag of fentanyl, whatever, and I said I didn't want it. I don't want it. He said, oh, just hold on to it for me. I don't want to drive with it. I don't know if he expects I'm supposed to pay for that, but I'm not going to. I didn't want it. I told him to take it. And then another one, he came in and laid something on my table, and I told him I didn't want it, and he better take it with him, and he literally ran out the door, left it laying on my table. That's bullshit. That's not a friend. Not at all. And then to say he's going to hurt me. What's he going to do? Come punch me in the face? What? I'm not paying $700 for something that I didn't even get. I'm done with that. I figured, if that's the way it's going to be, maybe it's a good time to start trying to quit. Because I'm sick of him taking advantage of me. What about the perfume that he stole out of here a while back, and my scooter, my $400 scooter that he just took off my porch, my Trump hat. Why does he think that he's just entitled to what I have? Not just him, lots of people. They just think that they're entitled to what's mine. And people they don't hardly know, sometimes they'll just walk right in if my door's unlocked. I would never do that. Never. I would never just show up at somebody's house without calling. These motherfuckers, I'll have just met them, and they'll climb in through a window. Under the guise that, they were worried about me. I went my whole life without you worrying about me. And frankly, if I'm in here dead, I don't want you to find me. Because you wouldn't know how to take care of things. You just want to get in here because you want me to get you dope. And I'm just tired of it all. Sick of these people. My ex-husband, he wants me to move back home, and it sounds good, but then it doesn't feel right now. You know,
What was her role there?
I feel like there's something else that I should be doing, but I have to be honest, and I don't know if I have enough time to really get into all this, but
Is it like a family friend?
I've kind of lost the will to live, you know. I'm just barely existing, and none of the things that usually interest me, nothing interests me. I feel like outside of these drugs, there's nothing there. You know, nothing that I want to do, nothing that I want to stop for, except for my cat. And I have no goals, no reason really to be awake or alive, except for my cat.
So what's your dream?
And it feels really hopeless and bleak, and I've never quite felt this way before. You know, like I don't even want to try. The ambition is not there, and I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I feel like I'm half dead anyway. You know, life is over. The good part of my life is over anyway. That's how it feels. It's a horrible, negative way to feel, but I don't know how to shake it. You know, I'm scared. I don't know, I'm a lot of things. I gotta do something. Something's gotta give. But what do I do when I quit doing the drugs and there's still nothing here for me? You know, nothing to be excited about, nothing to look forward to, nothing to get up for in the morning, nothing to breathe for, nothing to try for. And I don't want to feel this way. I really don't. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm running out of money, and I don't get enough money on my disability to live. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. You know, anytime that I get any kind of little bit of extra money, they take money away from me somewhere else, because they just want to keep me at that same level of poverty. You know, and where I live, the regentrification they've done, they've priced everybody out that was here to begin with. You know, real estate and rent is so outrageous. There's no way that I could get a job right now that would pay my rent. And if I got a job, I'd lose my Section 8. You know, so it's like they just want to keep you down.
When do you think that relapse actually started?
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make any money. I don't know.
When did it start?
I know you can make money doing these YouTube videos, but I don't exactly know how. I feel so out of touch with technology and out of touch with things that are going on in the world. I feel lost. I don't even want to leave my room. I used to be social. I just want to hide in my room, and I get anxiety when I leave. And I just feel, I hate to say it, but I just feel sometimes like I'm just ready for this life to be over, you know. I don't want to feel this way. I don't know. What happened? What happened to the person that I was?
To get away from him, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah.
So they moved me houses to get away from him, and then eventually they moved me to Marion.